Sabila, $53,000 in unpaid tolls. Grease on a license plate? What do you got?
Here's a mugshot of the latest person who was arrested. He didn't have a front license plate. He drove a big tractor trailer, and the back license plate was covered in grease so that the Easy Pass cameras could not read the license plate so he could pass for free. He was eventually caught, and he owed $53,000 in unpaid tolls. To investigate this further, I went to the police command center and spoke to Officer Jason Melise. He is the one who stands on this tiny concrete strip in between the Easy Pass tolls, catching toll evaders. And he gave me this exclusive look at the evidence of actual ongoing cases right now.
I've seen crude devices that use just regular piano hinges on a license plate with a little string on it pulling from the passenger compartment.
I'll start with the James Bond flipper.
Right.
The police officer,
interest,
right? The police officer gave me a demonstration of how it works.
It works this way. The plate would come out of view. It would flip out of view.
Okay.
And then the driver would pass through the toll lane. The cameras would not be able to record the plate because the plate would be out of view.
Yeah.
And he'd pass through toll-free.
The James Bond flipper. It's
Okay,
the most
the flipper.
sophisticated high-tech that they have right now because it's actually within the car's mechanism.
Okay.
The cheaper version is actually you can grab a black marker and you can change the 3 on your license plate to an 8, the T's to J's, and you just do little things like that.
You see something like this. This is not uncommon. They'll just take a strip of duct tape and run it right across the front of a license plate. Crazy. People, they'll say, oh, I didn't do that.
This is what people are doing to evade the tolls. So I had to ask a truck driver, do you support this?
Some people just can't pay it, you know. They work hard and they're not making sufficient money. A lot of those parents have a lot of responsibilities with children, tuition, and, you know, some of them have to pay child support because they're not with the baby's mom no more.
So many truckers, especially going over the George Washington Bridge, are independent owner-operators carrying containers out of Newark, heading to Long Island with them back and forth. Some of them cross the bridge 2 or 3 times a day. Right. At a certain point, it gets to be a survival thing to cheat the tolls. I'm not saying it's right, but they sure are high.
That's part of the cost of doing business. Yes, it is high. But if you can't afford to pay that toll, you can't afford to be a truck driver. Let's not make excuses for people who are blatantly breaking the law that we all have to respect.
Maybe it's time for the Port Authority to think about it and say, look, we can split the difference, lower the toll. If you could have collected half of that $53,000, you'd be ahead of the game. The problem is they do their calculations based on the estimated amount of traffic and everybody paying their toll.
$100 to cross the GWB is an abuse of power.
Hank has a point. I was speaking to the police captain. He says, yes, some people actually don't pay the tolls for political reasons. They're libertarian. They don't think the government shouldn't be charging anybody to pay for tolls.
Then go to jail for political reasons.